Hi, I'm Josh Nelson, CEO at Infinite Wealth Strategist or LiveIWS.com. Over the next 15 to 20 minutes, I want to share with you a winning strategy that I was introduced to a while back. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book about it called Unveiling the Secrets of the Rich that you can get on Amazon.com. It's a strategy that absolutely changed the game for me financially. See, the financial system is a game, and we have, by design, never been taught the rules. Let's talk about the rigged system. First and foremost, you have to understand that it's rigged by design, so don't feel bad if it's failed you. The day that you're born, you're thrust into it without any consent. The government issues you a social security card and a birth certificate with your name written in all caps, just like a corporation. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, just Google, why is my name in all caps on my birth certificate and social security card, and I think you'll be surprised with what you find. I'll let you chase that one down though and do your own research. The government is just waiting for you to turn 18 so they can start siphoning unfair and ridiculous taxes from you and your family while greedy bankers salivate waiting to rent you their money with predatory interest rates. See, the elite have created a huge machine that has been making them rich for many years now by fleecing all of us so that their families can live the good life. So how does the machine work? When you deposit your money into the bank, your bank account, which is just a number in a ledger, the balance goes up. Then you go home and pay your bills and the balance goes down. You have to go back to work to make more money to continue doing this over and over, and you're told if you do this long enough, eventually things will get better. But they hardly seem to for most, right? This sounds like the definition of insanity to me. It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Now, guess what the bank does with your physical dollars when you deposit them? The bank only has to physically hold 10% of your deposit in the vault. The other 90 cents, the Fed allows the bank to loan out. When I learned this, I couldn't believe it. Remember, your account has the total of your deposit, or 100%. The bank kept 10 cents and loaned out the other 90 cents of your physical dollar and charged interest. So you deposit $1, the bank gives you $1 in the computer, they keep 10 cents in reserve and loan out the other physical 90 cents so they can charge interest. So the bank just made 90 cents on your money, then loaned it out and earned interest on that and gave you nothing. This should be illegal. This is called usury. Usury is the practice of making unethical or immoral monetary loans that unfairly enrich the lender. This is also called predatory lending. Predatory lending is any lending practice that imposes unfair and abusive loan terms on borrowers, including high interest rates, high fees, and terms that strip the borrower of equity. Here are just a few headlines. As you can see, banks have been scamming families with these unethical practices for decades. They target the young and even the old, but in my opinion, they target the ignorant. This is where I'll make my point that the system is rigged by design. The same people that control the banking system also control the education system, which is why this isn't taught in school. Are you starting to see it yet? If they can create a population of financially ignorant people, it's easy to use and manipulate them with unfair interest rate and banking practices. So how do we avoid or opt out of this unfair system that we never willingly opted into in the first place? The first thing I'll say is that success leaves clues. If you listen to successful people, they can give you the unfair advantage. Warren Buffett said, if poor people would just do what rich people do, they wouldn't be poor anymore. Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it, and those who don't pay it. Think about that. One of the smartest men to ever walk the earth said the eighth wonder of the world is understanding compound interest. I think maybe we should take his advice and learn how it works. Trust me, the banks do not want you to know how this works, because if you do, you can become your own bank. So how do you become the bank? It's simple and it costs you nothing to get started. You can just start depositing just like you do now. Here's how it works. We use a highly sophisticated, specifically engineered whole life policy with a mutual company that pays dividends. This is not your run-of-the-mill life insurance policy. These rare accounts act more like an investment account versus a traditional bank account. The government even restricts how insurance companies can advertise these types of policies, which when I discovered them, made me that much more interested in it. The thing is, life insurance is safer than a bank, and these companies have been around for much longer. Life insurance has been around since before the United States even became a country. What we have not been taught, and what banks don't want you to know, is how to insure your income. What we are taught is to insure everything else from cars, homes, health, sometimes even our pets, but never our income, our stream of livelihood. Look at what happened to families who weren't prepared during COVID. If those families had insured their income with what's called a properly structured infinite banking policy, they would have had access to tax-free cash during those hard times. Every family in this country must learn how to insure their incomes. Once the policy is designed, you can begin using your new banking system. You simply deposit money the same way you do at the regular bank, except now you're going to earn a minimum of 4% tax-free interest guaranteed with a potential dividend, which could be a couple percentage points more. You also get a death benefit as icing on top of the cake. In case something happens to you and your family's taken care of. Awesome, right? As a quick recap, what do we get from the regular bank? Oh yeah, we get screwed. It gets even better. When you deposit your dollars, you can also access the insurance company's dollars using your account as collateral. This allows you to use your money elsewhere, all without interrupting the compound growth in this account. Imagine depositing $25,000 and then taking a policy loan out for a $15,000 car. Now you have a car where you're paying zero interest to any third-party creditor by using your own bank, all while still earning interest on the whole $25,000 as if you didn't even take out a loan. Now, what if you treated your bank like a business and over time made payments back to yourself? In a short time, you would have all the money back to use again, and you made interest on your money the entire time. Why was this not taught in school? Would you rather borrow money and pay obscene rent on other people's money, or would you rather build your own banking system and use the insurance company's money while yours continues to compound uninterrupted in a tax-free account? I think I've made my point. By using your own banking system, you're always in control. You don't have to even pay the loans back if you choose not to. Your death benefit is there, so if you have outstanding loans, they take it from there and your family gets the rest, all tax-free. That is a huge living benefit, to be able to utilize your death benefit as a living benefit to create wealth while you're alive. By using an insurance carrier as your preferred lender, you can enjoy no more credit checks to access money, no proof of income, no applications, no references, and really no questions asked in order to get access to your money. You simply request it and it's direct deposited into your traditional bank, which you now use as a convenience to have a debit card and a checkbook. Your new bank becomes your warehouse to build wealth. I'll bet you didn't know, like I didn't, that banks already do this and they use your money to do it. Google BOLI, B-O-L-I. It stands for Bank-Owned Life Insurance. Bank of America puts $18.5 billion a year into bank-owned life insurance. Citibank does around $4.4 billion and JP Morgan Chase does around $9.8 billion per year. And that's just a few banks. Now you see why they don't want you to know about this. They're insuring your money, so when economies collapse or housing markets fall apart, the banks can lean on the insurance carriers to bail them out like they have every single time. Corporations also do the same thing. It's called corporate-owned life insurance, or COLI. Go Google that. Most people who have wealth have discovered this concept. Some of the most well-known names of the times have used this concept to create huge amounts of wealth which allowed them to become who we know them as today. I'm sure you've all heard of Walt Disney. In 1955, Walt was unable to secure a large enough bank loan, so he borrowed against the cash value of his life insurance policy to help finance the creation of his new theme park, Disneyland. Disneyland wouldn't exist if it weren't for this strategy. Ray Kroc used infinite banking in 1961 when he bought out his partners. He used the cash value from his 2 life insurance policies to cover employee salaries. He also used the funds to pay for the marketing campaign for his new mascot, Ronald McDonald. The last example of many more I could go into is James Cash Penney. In 1929, the stock market crash of 1928 nearly wiped out JCPenney. James was able to borrow against his life insurance policy to keep his business afloat. They grew to over 1,000 stores worth over $3 billion. So you see, the wealthy people in America know about this concept because it's not new. So you're probably asking, how can I implement this into my life? This is where Infinite Wealth Strategist comes in. Every client that we set up with an infinite bank is able to utilize our proprietary mapping software. Our mapping team will develop and design a custom map to help you use your new bank to achieve whatever your financial goals are. Paying off debt, for example. Your agent's job is to design your Live IWS policy, which now becomes your warehouse for cash. The mapping team's objective is to position you in a manner that will allow you to apply every dollar that goes through your Live IWS banking policy in the most efficient manner possible. There are 3 simple steps, and there is never any cost to you. All you need is a bank. Step 1 is we create what we call a cash flow index analysis. This identifies which debts are efficient and which debts are not. We call this the discovery phase. Step 2 is we evaluate your debt profile and identify exactly how much third-party debt is scheduled to slip right through your hands, and further identify how long your cash flow will be tied up under your current circumstances. Step 3 is that with the help of our mapping software, we will prioritize and solidify a winning, workable strategy using your banking system to pay off debt in as much as a third of the time, saving potentially thousands of dollars in third-party interest. Imagine creating your own bank and being able to recapture most of the interest you would have paid a bank, all while earning tax-free interest at the same time. When you use your own money and pay yourself back, who's making money? You are. You can even charge yourself interest. When you pay back interest, who are you paying it back to? Yourself. You're right, you are now the bank. So who and what is this for? Who could use this concept to enhance their quality of life? Investors that want to double dip and increase profit margins immediately? Parents who want to use this tool to create a tax-free savings to put their kids through private schooling? How about pay for vacations, purchase vehicles, and homes? And how about to also leave a legacy for your kids? All tax-free. As you can see, this is a wealth building tool that, when used and built properly, can change the quality of your family's life in a very short period of time. If you would like to learn how to have a customized illustration and what we call a cash flow analysis created for you free by one of our licensed strategists nationwide, get back to the strategist who shared this video with you. Your licensed strategist will design an illustration that will show you exactly how this will impact your life, as well as a detailed proposal that is 100% customized to meet your needs and goals. There is no charge ever for our service, and there is also no charge to our clients for the mapping service and ongoing education that we provide. I appreciate your time and consideration, and I hope you take advantage of this free strategy session offer with one of our strategists. The first step towards change is to do something different. This is the first step towards opting out of the rigged system, and Infinite Wealth Strategist is here to guide the way.